Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, consider subscribing. Here on my channel, I focus on confidence building, hence today, and plus size fashion and designer dupes. So those your vibes, you're definitely at the right place. So, Reset Wednesday, I do this to help uplift, motivate, and encourage you to get over that hard hump we call life. So, let's get started. Okay, so for today's reset, I'll be speaking to you all about the word boss, or just being a state of being a boss. I hear people refer to others as boss. A lot of people refer to me as boss, but let's unpack that a little bit. Now, yes, people have titles and there's hierarchies, seniority, all that stuff. But let's talk about the noun. First and foremost, God has called us to be leaders of the world, okay? To be his light. So for the negative aspect of a boss, yes, you might be in an authority position, but I want to remind you to be humble as you carry the crown of thorns, per se. Everyone wants the title, but they don't want to carry out the duties. But anywho, don't let the title blow your head up, because I know bosses who they are in position, but the execution of their role is piss poor. But with being a boss, there's such a huge responsibility, and I witness so many people who are kind of fresh and new to being in an authoritative role, and yeah, it's not something, it's not a thing I like to witness, because you want to help, but you kind of I like to focus on myself. But with being a boss, just as you are a boss, you still have to have a team-like mindset. It cannot be your show or there's the door. Hit the road, Jack. It's your way or the highway. We need to think more open and inclusive, because there was someone before you in that role, and there's going to be someone else after you, after your time is up being the boss. You can be the boss of your home, your business, your church, your community. You might have a committee position. Utilize your role and focus on the execution. But a lot of people, they get a little arrogant when God elevates them or they elevate themselves. Also, let's talk about the preparation it takes to be the boss, okay? The noun. So with being the boss, the noun, that is you just, hitting the surface. Yes, you are responsible for other people as a boss. It is just not something you can just throw around on your resume. You have to prove yourself being in a leader role. You just do. So make sure you have prepared for that role. You have done the studying. You have taken extra courses and equipped yourself with the skill set to make sure you can lead your department or whatever. So for me, when people refer to me as a boss, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm the business sign, right? But when it comes to being the boss, I like to focus on the verb, actually the action behind or carrying the title of boss, because you can be in position and perform poorly. So we're going to talk about the verb. The verb, something that I take pride in. I'm not really concerned or care too much about being in leadership, that's just something I'm natural at. I'm great at business ethics and professionalism and things of that sort. It's natural to me. But the verb is something where I consider the hugest responsibility. All eyes are on you, and those that are subordinate to you, they're grading you on your leadership, because just like you can, your authority, you can be overthrown, you can be vetoed. So let's talk about the verb carrying out how you should be a boss. To me, a boss should be God-fearing, but compassionate, understanding. A good boss trains their subordinates, or people on their team, on the team, have a team-like mindset. But also, you should be training your team to anticipate the time where you might move on, or God presents another opportunity. You stepping into entrepreneurship. You don't want that organization or business or whatever to have to go through a strain because you're not teaching your team how to fulfill your role. Because that's what you should be doing. You should have people shadowing you and know how to fulfill your role. If you're on vacation, they can just anticipate the needs of the organization without you there. That's what a good boss do. A great boss leaves the legacy of knowledge for those that are behind them. So that's where I like to bask in, is the verb being a boss, because you don't leave your team ill-equipped to fulfill their role, their current role, and the future role of taking your job when God elevates you, or if you get terminated or something like that. But yes, focus on the verb. Also, make sure you are rooted in humility. And I don't see that much with a boss. A boss carries themselves in arrogance to kind of implement fear on their team, and they lack empathy for when things go wrong, and they don't really have a lot of trust. And in my experience of being a leader, I've had such smooth experiences because I understand. I don't put myself on a pedestal because I'm in a leadership role. I'm not demeaning or condescending with my title. And my teammates, they feel like they are part of a team, not a hierarchy or a dictatorship. So I just want you to check yourself and make sure you are fulfilling the verb boss and not just walking around in arrogance with the noun. So let's think about that. And I want you to embrace being a boss. You need to know how to manage your life. You need to know to anticipate future things, current things. You need to have great organization of being a boss, even if it's just over your life, over your home, over your family, your marriage. You need to be a wonderful leader wherever you go, okay? Being a boss can be such a great thing, and sometimes it is such a relief to just let go and let somebody more equipped to take over the role, okay? Maybe, balancing books or the accounting of a situation. Maybe your significant other is better than that. Let him handle that or her, or whichever way. Let somebody else. If you are weak in a situation, a great boss knows when to step back and let somebody with those strengths and assets take over a project. So be boss enough to utilize your team to get a team. A lot of us are trying to be one-man shows. And I promise you, if you trust a few and they do a good job, I'm telling you, the relief of not having to do every single thing will bless you. Take the help, boss. Know when you need help. Don't be in denial and delusion. Take the help. Don't stress yourself out trying to do everything because you don't trust anyone. And as a boss, you have to learn to start trusting people enough to establish a team. Now, if they've proven down the way that they can't be trustworthy or keep things confidential, that's one thing. But when they put out good work, they keep your organization and matters about your organization confidential, you need to build them up. You need to equip them with the tools they need to survive. So just think, in essence, to wrap all of this up, boss, is just make sure you are humble and you are equipped to fulfill the noun and the verb of being the boss of your life and in whatever you affiliate yourself with. All right, so this is it. This is a wrap for Reset Wednesday. I pray this blessed you and you enjoyed. And always remember that confidence is a lifestyle, and don't you dare walk out the door without it. I love you all so much, and I'll see you right here next week on Wednesday. Don't you miss it, and I'll see you then. All right, bye.